Hey guys, what's up? This is Fula with another video. Shout out to the whole LDBC. So I want to do a video that's non-sports related, basically, and I want to talk about some things that have been happening to high-profile people. Some of the people are of color, and some of them aren't of color. But I'm going to talk about the ones that have to do with color, and one specific guy in particular. And we're talking about cephus. Now, cephus, he had everything going for him. Wide receiver at Wisconsin University. NFL draft prospect, and also, if he decided to, able to finish his education as well. But because of some actions, all of that is in the air now. Now he's looking at 40 to 60 years in prison. With that being said, we have to really examine the beast that us men, whether you're black from Africa, whether you're black from Latin America, whether you're black from the Caribbean, whether you're black from North America, are going to face and are facing right now. The thing is about this whole Me Too movement, it was pretty much designed with us in mind. The whole feminist movement was pretty much designed with us in mind. And what I mean by that, it was designed to make yet another roadblock in the many roadblocks we already face. Now, this case with cephus is pretty bad because of the simple fact it's really baseless, but they're still trying to give this guy football numbers. And the accusers are two women of Caucasian origin, and their story is not making sense yet. He still has to fight for his life on trial. They're saying things like basically that they were blacked out, basically they didn't know what's going on, basically they weren't aware of what happened until they came back into consciousness, saying things like they were going in and out of consciousness, and all kinds of crazy things that don't make any sense. Now, cephus was out one night, and he met him at the club, so he took him back to his apartment. They engaged in consensual sexual acts, and his teammate took a picture of the women, I guess in a sexual position or something like that. So once they left the house, though, this is just like further proof that this guy was innocent and they knew what they were doing in the first place. When they left the house, they texted him back asking if their vape was there. That's the first thing giving it away. Like if you were raped, then how are you texting the guy that raped you, and asking for your vape? Another thing that gives it away that is really not a good look, and that is really designed to hang this brother out to dry, is in the security camera. It shows them walking out of the apartment, fully clothed, not having any limps, not coming in and out of consciousness, not having any clothes ripped or anything of that nature. Now, I say all of this because now this man's whole future is hanging in the balance. And I'm sorry to say it, I've pretty much lost faith in the justice system here. There's so many cracks in it, and there's so many new things being applied to the justice system here that I really don't trust it. But I'm thinking to myself that he's gonna get convicted, and his whole plans are down the drain now. And I say this to say that we should not be in such a hurry to swirl. And on a personal note, I don't swirl. I don't see the benefit in swirling. I don't see I don't see the grass being greener on the other side at all. Because when I hear things like this, I see what they are capable of. And, granted, I have my papers. I'm here legally as a immigrant from Africa. I've been here long, but I just don't want to be in the mix, like that. So that's why us as Black people, we have to really play chess. We can't play checkers anymore. No matter what the television says, the television may push swirling. The television may push all this interracial stuff, but the reality on the ground is quite different, That's why, we have them calling the police on us for sitting in our cars and stuff like that. The reality is quite different. I wish it wasn't. I wish things were different, but it's not. And that's the bottom line. Because if they were different, I wouldn't even have to make this video, So what I'm saying to you as Black people, think twice before you decide to swirl. It's not going to grant you any favors. It may have you end up like Contest Cephus, because I'm just gonna call it spades when I say that if you have a Caucasian woman who likes Black guys, and they say, they only want to date Black guys, and they say that they're only about Blacks and stuff like that, 90% of the time it's a lustful factor. It has nothing to do with them looking at you as a human being, as a full human being. It has to do with them looking at you and fulfilling a fantasy that they have, and also trying to find out if certain stereotypes are true, So that's what I say, that us as Black people, and I'm not trying to sound like a conscious guy or anything like that. I'm just trying to sound like, someone who wants the best for us, and someone who doesn't want to see us getting caught up for things that, you know, we thought were right, but according to this situation we're living in are wrong, you know. So this is why I'm saying that you know, we gotta like try to we gotta try to encourage one another as black people in general, like when it comes to the black man and black woman. And I'm not trying to push black love. That's not my intention. My intention is to say that we have to, you know, be friends with one another, like be brother and sister with one another. Our intentions should never just be purely for sexual things, but our intentions should just be purely for helping one another out, you know. And perhaps, you know, perhaps in helping one another, we can, you know, build relationships better. And I'm speaking to also those who are, you know, biracial, because the same thing can happen to you as what happened to this football player, because you're going to be looked at as black regardless, you know. I mean, let's be honest, people are going to, I mean, the bottom line is you can't walk down the street and people will think that you're completely Caucasian, you know. So at the end of the day, I think that you have to just really maneuver in the smartest, most quiet, most determined way possible, and really find someone that really find a partner that is going to bring the best out of you. Really find a partner that is going to make you like go to a higher level. Really find a partner that's going to make you fulfill your potential, you know. Really find a partner who actually says to you, we got to chase that bag, or you got to do this so we can get to this point. You know, find that goal-driven partner, you know. And I'm going to say this from like just my experience and stuff like that. That goal-driven partner is usually a black woman. You know, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. It's usually going to be your own woman. It's not going to be like nobody else. In fact, it's not going to be like, oh, a Caucasian woman, because 9 out of 10 times all a Caucasian woman cares about is, you know, what she sees in the physical. And she doesn't like necessarily care about the personal things, the insides, you know, because that's why I guarantee you, if this guy wasn't like a football player, she would possibly still, sure, try to set him up or whatever the case may be, but it would be to a lesser extent, you know. But all I gotta say is to my brothers, please be careful out there. Really, I don't like seeing things like this, you know. I don't like seeing a guy's future just potentially flushed down the toilet because of, you know, of him thinking that things are okay when they're really not, you know. So that's pretty much all I got for now. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think that if justice is going to be served. Let me know if you think that he's just is pretty much going to be a wrap for him, and that our prison is pretty much inevitable. Enjoy on that.